I want you to know the extreme amount of self-control it took to not spend the next like 5 videos just eating because I'm hungry. But you know what? I'm doing it for you. I am doing it for you. So, Tidal Blades. I don't know why I already put it down because I haven't even talked about it yet. This is Tidal Blades Banner Festival. This is within the Tidal Blades world from Druid City Games, but in partnership with Lucky Duck. This is a retail-focused trick-taking game. It is quite wonderful. And I say that with a lot of bias toward trick-taking. I really enjoyed trick-taking, playing games like Spades and Hearts and stuff when I was growing up. Just that kind of team-based and mental game where you're trying to figure out how strong your hand is, and also not how strong your hand of cards is, but also whenever you have to adapt to how someone's playing. Maybe you think your hand is really weak, but then you win quite a few tricks, and then you have to determine how can I like sabotage my own hand to meet the needs of whatever me or my team is trying to do. And in Tidal Blades, they really go ahead and innovate or mix up what you're thinking about while you're trying to play a game like this. So this is supposed to be an unboxing, but I kind of already unboxed it because I was teaching it to people at Essen. And so now I'm just going to go ahead and unbox it for you in, a very abbreviated manner while also kind of doing like a first impressions or discussing it. So the nice thing about Tidal Blades is how messy it is. When you've already unboxed it and you have taken it in your luggage, it gets really, really messy. And yeah, so that's probably the coolest thing about all of this is how messy this entire box is. This is atrocious. This is atrocious to show this on camera. I'm a little embarrassed. So I'm going to organize this because that's kind of what I do. I organize things. Ooh, I also have extra bags. I should put some extra bags. One moment. There we go. I've got extra bags. Imagine that. That's so crazy. How did that happen? I don't even know how it happened. No one knows how it happened. Yeah, so this is Tidal Blades Banner Festival. Let me get all the stuff out of here. You know what? I'm even going to actually show you the board. I'm going to show you the board while, I'm quote-unquote unboxing this, which is definitely not what's happening. I need to... Let's put it there. Let's put it there so that... Man, come on. Unbend yourself, bro. All right. What this game is a trick-taking game that has several different components going on. You've got yourself a race circuit here that is broken up into 4 different quadrants. It's broken up into 4 different quadrants because each quadrant has its own hierarchy for what scores the most points or what is the highest trick-taking suit in that quadrant. Each quadrant also has its own regions or locations that you're going to put your own little banners at whenever you go to these spots. So there's actually 3 different things that you're thinking about while you're trying to determine what to play. Typically in a trick-taking game, no matter what suit you're playing, you are trying to determine one thing. Are you going to win the trick or not? And if you're going to win the trick, what card are you going to win it with? Are you going to win it with the highest card or one of the highest cards in that particular suit? Or are you going to win it with cards from a different suit? And that's usually like the trump suit. So that's kind of like a lot of the different thinking that you're going through in the course of, guys, this is so messed up. I am appalled at my own terrible lack of organization. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. It is so bad. It's so bad. So bad. Anyways, in this game, though, you actually have 3 different things that you're trying to consider. You're trying to consider, does it make more sense to win the trick? Does it make more sense to lose the trick and get the lowest value? Or does it make more sense to be somewhere in the middle? Because all of those different results grant you different benefits in the course of a game. And what I mean by that is when you win a trick in this game, you get to advance to wherever the gate is on the board. So if this gate is here and your little hovercraft is here and you win, you'll go all the way from spot 1 to spot 4. If it's here, you go all the way to spot 6. So there are some times when wherever you're moving is much more beneficial to win, because the more laps you do, the more points you'll get at the end of the game, depending on how much you've lapped. So, is that all in order? Yes, it is. But sometimes, if the gate isn't very far ahead of you, or if that's just not what you care about, you might not go for winning the suit at all. If you get the last place in the suit, like you have the lowest value card out of all of the suits that have been played, then that is actually sometimes also beneficial, because it can allow you to fulfill the power on each card. So every single card has an ability at the bottom, and if you're ever the last card in value or in strength, then you get to play whatever that is. And that can be really, really useful. It can be really useful. So, let me see. 28, 6, 3, 1. I think that's right now. Okay, so all of these are in the correct order. So this is blue, and this is red, and this is green, and this is... where's purple? And there's white. There we go. And now I have just one more. So sometimes you want to win because you want to advance your jet ski. Sometimes you want to lose because you want to activate whatever the ability is on that card. And if you're ever in the middle, you also get a benefit. You get the benefit of having your banners go to whatever spot matches it. So if you played an odd card, you might go here. If you played a blue or a purple card, you might go here. If you played orange, yellow. And if there's no spots that are available based off of the banner that you would place it here in the tower. And the reason for that is the towers have both long-term and short-term area of control scoring that will happen 3 times. There's 3 rounds in the game, so you'll score this 3 times. And the person who has the most in a particular region, which is like 1/2 of the whole board, that person will get 6 points. The second place will get 3, next place 1, and then everybody else won't get any points. So 6, 3, and 1 points for whoever has this. Any ones that are placed here and here stay the whole game, so those have a little bit more longevity and giving you better point scoring options. However, there are also places that give you fruit. There's a pile of fruit that numerically is valued depending on the amount of player count that you have. When you take fruit from that, eventually this will get emptied. Every time it's emptied throughout a game, no matter how many times it happens, a feast occurs. And when a feast occurs, whoever has the most fruit gets points equal to the amount of fruit that they have, and everybody else gets half of the amount of fruit that they have rounded up in terms of points. So you can get points from fruit, you can get points from area control, and you can get points from gradually making it further and further around the track over the course of the game. So there are a lot of different ways to score, and all of those are tied to different actual decision making on the tricks that you have. So it's never about, in certain trick games, like for example, if you're playing spades, if you have no face cards across your entire hand, you're probably not going to win. And that's okay if you're just going to say you're going to win a little bit, or you're going to go nil, which means you never want to win anything. But that is one weakness to traditional trick-taking games, is the difficulty of having cards that aren't going to get you a lot of tricks. But in this, you don't necessarily want to win the game, and you can very easily win the game without actually prioritizing the racing if you're playing the other aspects of it well. So even when you have what in other games would be a middling or a weak trick-taking hand, in this game it can still be very valuable, because you may not want to even focus on whoever gets the highest part of the trick, because it just may not matter. You may have plenty of other decisions that are more beneficial to you over the course of it. If you're getting a lot of banners that are going to help you with area control, and you're getting fruit, you have 2 other ways that you're scoring points outside of laps. And so it's a really unique way of looking at trick taking, because it kind of flips on its head the decision-making dynamic that you normally have in a trick-taking game. And I like that. I like that because it doesn't ever feel like it. In other games, if you just have a bad hand, you have a bad hand, and you have to, hope that the next time you won't have a bad hand, or maybe that the next time a teammate is going to have a better hand than you, and you guys can come through it as a team. But in this, your game experience is in the control of you. Like, there's nobody that's going to be ruining it for you if, man, it's really eloquent. I don't even know the words that are coming out of my mouth right now. But essentially what I'm trying to say is you have control over how you play it. You might have really, really high cards, and so you could consistently make quite a lot of laps over the course of one of the 3 rounds. Or you might have really low cards, and so instead of doing that, you might try to lose a lot and activate a bunch of abilities on your cards. Or you might have a bunch of middling, and you might focus on doing a lot more area control and trying to maximize points there. But any way you dice it, any way you slice it, any way you thrice it, there are ways to score in this game, and that feels satisfying as a player. And I think it's a really clever design. Plays really quickly, 30 to 45 minutes, kind of once you know what you're doing. And that's it. That's all it's got to it. It's really quite eloquent. Not eloquent. Elegant. It's really quite elegant in terms of the design. And did those both fit side by side? They do kind of fit side by side, don't they? I don't want them to crush like that. So we're just going to go ahead and put that there. Put this here. So you've got your cards, you've got your banners, you've got your board, you've got your fruit and your pieces, and then you've got your points. And that's really all you need. It's quite a simple setup, not a lot of components to it, but quite a bit of thinking in a satisfying way. As I said, this is more of a first impressions because I've played this game like 3 times now, but it's also an unboxing. It just was already opened. So normally it's not this hectic. But thanks for being here. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Tidal Blades, Banner Festival. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'll see you guys next time.